Hello and welcome to this webinar. Thank you all for signing up and showing an interest in our topic on application spend optimization. My name is Terry Stromstad. I'm a business development manager in Cegal. I hope you are well despite the circumstances and ready to learn how we support companies in reducing costs through our application management service. Cegal currently runs a series of webinars to address key topics for our clients. And in this webinar about application spend optimization, we will address how we approach application management with a multi-skilled team, standardized work processes, and applying best practices to the benefit of all clients. An application landscape is complex, so reducing complexity and redundancies are keys to lowering spend. This presentation will take about 20 to 30 minutes and the recording will be made available after 24 hours on our YouTube channel. You may submit questions using the GoToWebinar chat and I will try to answer towards the end of the session if there is time for it. Otherwise, I will make sure you will get a written response afterwards. A brief introduction to Cegal. Since the start 20 years ago, we have evolved into a specialist in cloud and software services for the oil and gas industry. We have grown both organically and inorganically, and currently we serve more than 13,000 end users across the globe. I joined Cegal when Avito Consulting was acquired in 2018, bringing on knowledge about operator readiness, and security, efficiency, and cross-company interactions within the oil and gas industry. Cegal has an international presence with offices in all major oil hubs, as our global E&P clients require a local presence. The most recent expansion was the opening of an office in Kuala Lumpur, among other purposes, to complete our Follow the Sun E&P service desk. Our portfolio of products and services are threefold: GeoCloud, software, and consultancy. Our cloud portal solutions make applications and data available on any device or location. And the current COVID-19 outbreak proved that the power of the cloud portals, as activities could continue undisturbed for our clients when changing to home offices and digital collaboration. Software is developed to support business users, mostly focusing on automating manual data management tasks in the intersection between geoscience, drilling in wells, and production systems. Consultancy services are value-adding by nature, supporting IT technical business needs, geoscience advisory, and finally, management and governance advisory through business consulting. This finalized the introduction part, and now we will focus on today's topic, which is application spend optimization. It is hard to get a good overview of IT application spend. Some of the spend is on the IT budget, other spend is within service agreements, department budgets, or partner budgets. And with IT application spend follows indirect costs too. Cost reductions will always reach our lowest possible threshold, and the art of keeping a sustainable cost level is even more challenging than reducing costs. Our standardized processes and embedded tool support is a response to reducing and maintaining a reasonable spend level. Whether you have a large organization with a huge application portfolio, or you are in the start phase of building a larger organization, following standardized processes makes sense and is a countermeasure for a rushed and uncontrolled application spend. Some of the questions IT governance organizations probably struggle with in the current situation are how to retain organizational knowledge during times of change, because budget cuts can affect the service level and critical business processes negatively. Understanding the overall application landscape and services, the application landscape is complex, and a sound application portfolio management process is a good response to this. How to ensure that best practices are applied. Best practices appear in different companies all the time. So lessons learned in one company may benefit other companies using our service approach. Report, slice and dice, drill down and challenge express business needs. By continually updating a database containing vendor information, contract information, license information, super user information, process owner information, and cost breakdown, etc., can make this available or possible. So let's have a look at some risk factors that prevent a holistic approach to application and spend optimization. Application management activities are normally supported by a mix of employees and consultants in a mix of departments. Hence, there will likely be overlapping responsibilities and processes are likely not optimized. Moreover, consultants and some employees are very eager to please their environment and taking on extra responsibilities outside their intended scope. For instance, they might get involved in projects outside the department they are assigned to. This impacts focus and direction and prevents real efforts to analyze application spend holistically. Most departments and employees are stretched in their ongoing responsibilities. Risks related to application spend is that it requires multiple skills and streamlined processes. Some of them are being business requirements engineering, domain insight, knowledge management, systematic gathering of data, IT knowledge, commercial insight, and process optimization expertise. Combined with individual drivers and person dependency, it's hard to do overall spend optimization following the traditional model. Hence, we advocate an alternative and process-oriented approach embedded within our application management service. This way, we can help clients identify and realize business value. To put application spend and standardized processes in context, we will start with a metaphor most of us will recognize. Most of us have applications and kind of an app store connected to it. And this keeps you a focused control of all the applications and all the information types you need to monitor your application portfolio. You have application information, you provide access to device functions, you have vendor and version information, license information, subscription cost, and even data consumption. So having this in mind, the question is, do you have a similar overview of your company's application portfolio? I guess in most cases not. The application landscape is really complex. That's due to a lot of factors such as data interfaces, dependency on runtime environments, code libraries, application server capabilities, databases, backup and recovery, interoperability, and capability-driven interaction, such as IoT. Some application suites are really complex and have a lot of modules that interact or interact outside the application. There's workflows and automated processes and data digestion to BI reporting and some data warehouse solutions too. So to illustrate a lot of the dependencies that can occur in an IT application landscape, the model on the right-hand side is just a zoomed out illustrative example of this, which was actually drawn up by a consultant back in time. Our response to this is via our business improvement service, where we have standardized processes, a multi-skilled team, and a single point of contact towards the customer. And the multi-skilled team has a rich set of skill set, experience, and documentation of good known processes. The operating model is capacity-driven, scalable, and cost-efficient. Scaling literally refers to slowing or increasing the volume of parallel prioritized tasks. Our multi-skilled team of consultants have a wide range of courses and certifications. They have different IT technical knowledge, commercial mindset, leadership skills, master or bachelor level education, and a wide palette of project experiences. This enables a competent and flexible bridge between business and IT. As you see there, they follow, for instance, standardized processes on application management, such as vendor and license management, procurement support, contract governance, business analysis and requirements management, cost and budget support, etc., etc. Even though there's a single point of contact with the client, this is not a single point of failure, as there are shadows that can take over if something would happen to the single point of contact. That's a vital, important thing about the business continuity. So, how do we do it? This is our landing page of the service, and which is embedded in the embedded within our service, and it's called the application portfolio tool. While onboarding new clients and as part of our ongoing service, we populate the application portfolio tool with a lot of data about the applications, commercials, business processes, stakeholders, vendors, locations, and more. This enables analysis from different dimensions and provides a transparent as-is description of our client's current application portfolio and spend. As this webinar cannot go deep into details, we will invite anyone who wants a one-on-one demo with a live demo of how this works. Please just reach out to us after the webinar. But we will provide a glimpse through some slides of how powerful reporting and analysis capabilities we have within our toolkit. And the visuals will illustrate how they also support our application management processes. So, application analysis. This shows how we can break down spend by vendor, department, location, or business process. And it enables analyzing how the spend is distributed on different dimensions. And the drivers are to discover cost drivers and to evaluate overlapping functionality, for instance. There is also something we call application lifecycle management. An application goes into a lifecycle from the early stages where it's in requirements engineering and when it's being procured and implemented, and then going live for a long while, and after a long while it's also retired. So following all the applications and their life cycle is really important, and this is how we can use the portfolio management tool to plan and execute activities related to the application's life cycle. Expiration dates and milestone dates from contracts, licenses, terms, conditions requires actions to be taken. Hence, we have an application roadmap populating a calendar full of activities that are relevant to follow up your entire application portfolio. Contract and license renewal is also a time to investigate whether vendors are willing to offer or discuss discounts, or if there are any opportunities within the contracts you have. License optimization is also an important way to look at application spend, because a lot of applications today is based on subscriptions, and reducing recurring costs and keeping it at a sustainable level is a very important way to achieve application spend optimization. So a couple of case descriptions. In this case, we were trusted with the procurement responsibility on behalf of a client. And this enabled a significant saving on behalf of the client because the company was in need of a business application to support one of the business processes, and it was planned to be implemented during the first quarter of 2019. Due to our multi-skilled team's diverse knowledge, we figured out that the vendor's fiscal year for commission ended at 31st of December every year. So we pushed to sign the contract before the year end and implemented 3 months later, where the vendor was able to give us a decent discount, saving 2 million Norwegian kroner over a 5-year contract period. We applied a recognized method to do that, and it's part of our standardized process to work. In the other case, we followed our license management process to discover how many licenses were actually not being utilized. And this included both employees and contractors that come and leave. So during a cleanup phase, we downgraded licenses, upgraded a few, and removed unused licenses. And most importantly, we established a monitoring process to follow this up afterwards to keep the spend at a reasonable level. In this case, we saved 60,000 kroner, which is similar to 5,500 to 6,000 euro per month. So combined with the established process to monitor this, the net present value over a 3-year period was 216,000 euros. There are various approaches to engaging with Cegal's application management service. It depends on the complexity of your organization, the volume and complexity of applications, and the desired service level. It also depends on the changes required by your organization. Full onboarding means that we will cover all the processes and take over a significant amount of application, and this requires an onboarding phase before going full scale. There's also a process-oriented approach where this can be based on 2 different scenarios. Either you want to transfer from being highly person dependent to gradually replacing person dependency with a resilient model that has business continuity as a built-in quality. For instance, if you have had a few consultants that are jack of all trades to serve your application management needs and a lot of other IT support, if they are nearing their retirement age, or there's a risk they will leave, or as we see these days, layoffs are required to reduce headcount, there is a case for basic, continued, and scalable support, and this can be supported by Cegal's application management service. Or the other scenario is if you want to start with a selected process areas to see if this model fits your business needs. For instance, starting with the portfolio of the HSEQ department first, followed by the HR department later, and perhaps building it gradually going on. The additive approach starts with some sub-processes of application management if your business needs are more focused. For instance, if you need license management or vendor management, etc. This can be discussed during interactions between Cegal and the client. The business case for clients will vary, but some recurring value capture areas include economy of scale, cost reduction, and spend control is built into our processes. We will organize forecasting and budget input regularly with the client. We will help identifying redundant functionality and excessive cost drivers. We will help rationalizing your application portfolio if there is overlapping functionality. And we have value capture skills and tools to demonstrate how much we help you save. Regarding governance, this processes are standardized, which means that they go through continual improvement. So if we identify a smarter way of working, we will apply that immediately. We also have automation, best practices, knowledge management system to capture best practices. And this also makes it possible to apply best practices across several clients. The service is resilient and scalable for unforeseen events, and it works as an experience-based EMP app store. When it comes to resource management, going towards a service model reduces person dependencies, both within situations like now, but also when organizing holidays, and paternity leaves, and other types of illness, etc. And also availability of a wider palette of competencies and skills, because the capacity you buy is served by a multi-skilled team. There will be less competence leakage because we actually depend on documenting our knowledge. So and also it's resilient against unforeseen events, and there is less administration for you from the client side. And there is application management tools embedded in the service to support the application management ecosystem. So there's good reporting and good visibility and good transparency to follow up the delivery. So to summarize, please note that our application management service is how we provide a process-oriented and multi-skilled team to address this kind of situation. We have standardized processes with a good application portfolio management system. We have standardized and transparent reporting and analytics. This is a good response to some of the risks we discussed in the beginning of the webinar. This all enables us to continually focusing on an optimized application spend for all our clients. So just a brief special thanks to the team behind, because this webinar benefits from a great collaboration and multiple workshops and presentations. So a lot of contributions have come directly or indirectly from various consultants involved. Elizabeth on the application portfolio tool, Julian on case description, analysis and methodology, Didrik on business case and process descriptions. Steinar, he is an agile service custodian and is very good at setting up the service machinery. Tordis is the application management service responsible. Morten has helped us a lot on financial modeling and financial analytics. And Marianne has contributed a lot to product definition and commercialization. And believe it or not, these are also people strongly involved in the deliveries. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions or want further discussions or live demos. We can provide a live demo in a system with sample data to show how the application management tool works. The contact information you see here will also be made available in the video after the webinar is finished. So please don't hesitate in reaching out to us. We will be responding swiftly and happy to start discussions. So thank you a lot for attending. As mentioned, the presentation will be made available on YouTube and our YouTube channel. And do not hesitate in contacting us. There will be more sessions coming up, so please feel free to recommend sessions to your colleagues, and please follow our blog and social channels for more knowledge. Thank you all for listening, and have a good day or evening wherever you are. Bye-bye.